This story is of two pioneers. Century back they came along to Africa with nothing in their pocket, but big dreams and high determination to succeed. And this is what we are going to narrate today, the story of SAFAL. They set it up individually, both families finally decided that why don't we go together and work it out. The story of SAFAL starts from 1960, when the two different production units got together under one umbrella. And a new plant was built under the name of Mabati Limited. And as time went, it turned into Mabati Rolling Mills Limited. And Mabati Rolling Mills Limited is still the pioneer of all the expansions of Alaf. The idea was, and it just started as an idea, that we might be able to help one of the requirements of human beings, and that's shelter. And keeping that in mind, shelter is one of the important aspects in one's life. We camped out, working hard, and as we went on, we started finding out that it was not a one small company. And we started realizing that now the responsibility is not only to the families, but to the people who are working with us. As they grew, and then we started realizing that it's not only the people who work with us, but their families, the people who distribute our products, their families, the people who retail our products, their families. So it started to become extended responsibility within the business so that we can make something out of it. And this attitude to cultivate was ultimately we were giving and looking after many, many areas in this whole chain of manufacturing, to distribution, to transport, to distribution, to retail, and ultimately the customer. And when it came down to the customer, then we started also realizing that we have a responsibility to the society. So today's SAFAL is much more enlightened than the day we started as a vehicle for our economic gain. And as time went on, and as we started spreading, not only in Kenya, but Uganda, Tanzania, and other countries, we started realizing that our responsibilities extends far more than what we're feeling about it. And so we also got enlightened and reasonably wondering that all our people and their families and the chain that we saw, the transporter, the distributors, the retailers, and ultimately the quality of the product, so that the buyer who puts on his roof is satisfied. So it's a journey. As we grew, a philosophy of seeing business also grew. A philosophy, the other part of the philosophy was hard work, making very sure and being honest, integrity. And whatever we give, we must know as if I'm going to use it. And this has improved the philosophy within our people, that when you say, you make a sheet and you sell it, and suppose it's in your roof, and in 2-3 years' time it starts dripping rainwater inside, how would you feel? So we got the collective understanding of all our people. And SAFAL plays a major role in making sure that this is a family. It's a family which started with two families, but it now grew up into a huge family where people who are working for the companies and for the group, but besides that now, there's so much of extension to that. So overall, our philosophy is to give the best, to expect the best from the people who work for us, and make sure that they are very well looked after. If any one of them within that chain is unhappy, then we are not really meeting our philosophical goal. Our goal, which we think is outstanding in terms that we're doing the best that one can do. And yet, there is so much that we still have to do. And this is the responsibility of the whole family of SAFAL now. It's not one person, it's a total number of people right from top to bottom to make very sure that the impact of our philosophy is felt in the countries that we operate, on the last man who buys our product. I think that the story of SAFAL is not only marketing and selling a product. It has got a philosophy behind it. And philosophy is to improve the lives of the people where we work and where we live. And this is a story which SAFAL is proud of. SAFAL's ways of doing things in supporting the community is getting our own family people to work. There's a walk tomorrow. And people of Mabati are going to walk. For whom? For some 600 girls who are the most poorest of the lot in Kenya, but the brightest of them. Total free education. They've never seen even Nairobi or Mombasa. And 97% of them will end up into university. Now, this is an extension of good work of people of Mabati who's going to walk. In the same way, the people of in Dar es Salaam, in Durban, wherever it is, or Uganda, wherever it is, that the responsibility of the SAFAL family is to make sure that each one of us are participating in building these nations, whichever the nation we are working for. It's Kenyan, Kenya. If you're in Uganda, it's Ugandan. It depends upon the nation that you work for. It's a great potential and a possibility. And when I think about the time when I started, and when I think about the time when our pioneers started, our parents started, we have come a long way in trying to realizing and understanding the depth of responsibility that we carry. And I think that SAFAL family must always be standing upright and be available with all the humility that's necessary to serve, because you can only make people too happy the minute you serve them well. That is, I think, my message for all the family members of SAFAL. SAFAL cannot be anything different. SAFAL can only grow. The roots are already laid. The philosophy is already defined. It's put into the practice already. Now it's up to the members of the SAFAL family to make sure the SAFAL succeeds and delivers, and add more to it, so that we feel that the pioneers and the rest of the members who have built to date this organization feels fulfilled, feels Their contribution has created a wonderful unit, a wonderful industry, a wonderful family of SAFAL. Please remember, you carry a huge responsibility which has already been laid down by the pioneers, the people who built what we are, and we want you to carry that forward. And the last word, the happiness of the person who buys your product. He must feel happy, delighted, and then you've done your job.